So, traditional economy simply means undeveloped economy. So, let us find out more about what is traditional economy really means. So, what is traditional economy? Traditional economy is a system that relies on customs, history, and time-honored beliefs. Traditional economies depend on agriculture, fishing, hunting, gathering, or some combination of the above. They use barter instead of money. And also, traditional economy is undeveloped economy in which communities use primitive tools and methods to harvest and hunt for food, often resulting in little economic growth. Traditional economies are often found in rural regions with high levels of subsistence farming. So, what are the 5 characteristics of a traditional economy? So, we do first in traditional economy. So, the first one is traditional economy is centered around a family or tribe. These characteristics, they use traditions gained from the elders' experiences to guide day-to-day life and economic decisions. The second one is a traditional economy exists in a hunter-gatherer and nomadic society. Specifically, yes, these societies cover vast areas to find enough food to support them. They follow the herds of animals that sustain them, migrating with the seasons. These nomadic hunter-gatherers usually compete with other groups for scarce natural resources. There is little need for trade since they all consume and produce the same thing. The third one is most traditional economies produce only what they need. There is really surplus or leftovers that makes it unnecessary to trade or create money. And the fourth one is when traditional economies do trade, they rely on barter. This is true. Traditional economies do barter instead of money because it can only occur between groups that don't compete. For example, a tribe that relies on hunting exchanges food with a group that relies on fishing because they just trade meat for fish. There is no need for cumbersome currency. And the last but not the least, the fifth one, the traditional economies start to evolve once they start farming and settle down. They are more likely to have a surplus, such as a bumper crop that they use for trade. When that happens, the groups create some form of money that facilitates trading over long distances. So there are traditional mixed economies. What is traditional mixed economies? When traditional mixed economies interact with market or command economies, things change. In some point, people don't need to barter because cash takes on a more important role. It enables those in a traditional economy to buy better equipment that makes their farming, hunting, or fishing more profitable. When that happens, they become a traditional mixed economy. So here we are in the advantages and disadvantages of traditional economy. We do first in the advantages. The first one is traditional economy has no competition because they use barter instead of cash. Example, if the group has fish but they need a meat, while the other group has meat but they need fish, they can only barter with each other. So the tendency of this, they don't need to compete. Living in togetherness. Living in togetherness because of they don't need to go to the other countries to survive for their living. They just need to do farming, fishing, and etc. so that they have sustainable food and a happy living in togetherness. The third one is a low rate of unemployment. This is true because traditional economy, they don't need a job to sustain their livelihood. They just do what is right and what is just to their families. And the last one is the significant decrease in the rates of crime. As I said earlier, that one advantage of the traditional economy is no competition. Because if it has, this competition is resulting to some instances of crime. So this implies that traditional economies can lower the rates of crime. So there are disadvantages. The first disadvantage is no gain or profit. No gain or profit because of they don't need to pay for a thing in cash, but to pay as they need to barter a thing. The second one is undeveloped mindset. Undeveloped mindset because of their living. People belong in traditional economy having no education to learn because they're just relies on their history and beliefs. The third one is efficiency and use of resources. And the last one is needs of living alone. Needs of living alone because there are times that people in traditional economy wants to live alone, but on their living, they didn't pursue what they want. So traditional economies today. Traditional economies today, the Inuit people of the Arctic continue to practice traditional economies. At some point, several indigenous tribes in the Arctic region in North America and in Eastern Russia maintain a traditional economy. These communities depend on fishing and hunting caribou for their existence. There are others like the Saami who manage reindeer herds. Although people in this kind of community don't earn much from their efforts, the relationship to managing the herd defines their legal status, culture, and the policies of the state towards the individual. So what are those countries that still in traditional economy? So traditional economies are still found in many developing countries, in parts of Africa, Asia, South America, and Middle East. The Inuit of northern Canada provides an example of a traditional economy. The Inuit are a group of culturally similar indigenous peoples inhabiting the Arctic regions of Canada, Denmark, Russia, and the United States. Inuit means the people in the Inuktitut language. So I want to share a quote for you guys from George Bernard Shaw. The love of economy is the root of all virtue. So that's it. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you guys.